Is off tonight. The search continues right now for those who shot and killed two people back in November, a local teen and his uncle, and wounded several others at the Memorial Park skate park. One of the most violent crimes in a record year for homicides in Colorado Springs, and still no arrests or suspects named. Springs police tell us the Solano family deserves answers after 23-year-old Gage Solano, his nephew, 14-year-old Dominic, were murdered. Dominic's 12-year-old brother wounded but recovering. Any information will help. Call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous. 634-STOP. And while CSPD continues hunting for the killer or killers, the victims' families are left with many unanswered questions tonight. News 5's Natalie Chuck sat down with their fathers. She joins us now live from Memorial Skate Park with their final memories of their children. Natalie?
Rob, this skate park is now a grim reminder for the Solanos of the two lives they lost too soon. And every single day that passes with no lead leaves them wondering if they will ever know exactly what happened here that November night.
Even after work, he'd go home, change, go and skate every single day. And unfortunately, that's where two of the lives ended that evening at the skate park.
Brothers Marty and Ray Solano both just buried their sons.
It was the worst evening, obviously, that you could ever imagine.
On November 20th, 23-year-old Gage Solano, his 14-year-old cousin Dominic Solano, and Dominic's 12-year-old little brother wanted to go skateboarding.
It's like any normal night, and he asked if he could take the boys to Memorial Skate Park.
A fun night with the family that Gage and Dominic would never come home from.
Marty and I were about to get up and go look for him, and our wife says, "No, you guys hang out, we'll go look for him." They went to the skate park, saw the police tape, and were immediately rushed to the hospital.
Gage and Dominic both died after being shot. Dominic's little brother was shot 5 times, but is alive and recovering. Ray's family had just moved to Colorado Springs from California 2 weeks before the boys were murdered, so the families could be closer together.
I'm still in shock. I still think my son's gonna walk through the door, and I know he's not. And then I lost my nephew.
Over a month later, the Colorado Springs Police Department has named no suspects in the case.
You know, we're gonna do the best we can to get past it, but we'd like to have these answers, and every day that goes on, we do get, not lose hope, but it gets harder.
CSPD says, "We are working diligently to find out what happened, who did this, and why. The family deserves answers, and we will not waver in our efforts until we can provide that to them and bring this suspect to justice." Until then, Marty and Ray continue reminiscing on moments with their sons.
When we got the truck and coming home from school, the reflection of the sunlight would hit Dominic in the face, and he'd go like that. And it happened to me the other day, and it just broke down.
Now, they're just left wondering who took their lives.
He doesn't really know too many people there. That's why I know this was just a random act of ridiculous violence. My son had the best heart. He was the best friend to anybody. He would help people.
Dominic, very similar, big heart. He's always been a protector of his friends and family. He was my right-hand man.
Ray and Marty say they wanted to talk to us because they do not want this to happen to any other families here in Colorado Springs. They say they know the killer or killers are still out on the loose, and they want anyone with information to please come forward. And the reward for that information is now up to $5,000. You can contact CSPD or Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. Reporting in Colorado Springs, Natalie Chuck, News 5.